Fellowship family, welcome into the Church Bulletin podcast. This is our monthly podcast that we air throughout the whole month and after each online service to let you catch up on what's been going on at our church, meet some of the faces around our church, and just hear about life at Fellowship. I am Ben Harwood. I'm the video content coordinator here, and I'm joined by my co-host Emma, who is our digital media coordinator here at Fellowship.
Hi, guys. Thank you for that introduction, Ben.
Of course.
And as always, or not as always, sorry. Today we are joined with Brody, our...
Lumpkins.
Yeah.
In case there are so many Brodies.
Brody Lumpkins.
So many Brodies. We have like 5 of them on staff.
Yeah.
It's all fine. But you do so much, it's almost like we have 5 of you. It
That's
feels
true.
Like.
That's a good compliment. But most of the time, I'm confused with Ben across the table.
That's true. That's why I can't trim my beard, because if I trim my beard,
Oh, yeah, we'd
you
all
get
be
called
confused.
Ben and I get
Yes.
called Brody.
Yeah, I already have enough to do around here. So
Yeah.
but yeah, if you don't know me, I help with the local outreach and some of the global outreach here at Fellowship, and so I appreciate you guys having me today.
Yeah.
we're
Thanks for
excited.
being on, man. And we'll get into some of the stuff. You have a lot coming up, and your on point shirt there, on brand.
Yeah.
Kind of gives us a little sneak peek. But we'll dive into that after we do our tradition of starting off on this podcast, which is the Would You Rather question. So I was trying to think of something for our that would tie into Easter to some degree. So let me paint a scenario for you. You come to church with your family on Easter. Great. Great, good time. Love to be here with the family. And then after church service, you're hungry, so you want to go eat. This is where the would you rather question comes in. Would you rather always have the closest parking spot wherever you go, not just a restaurant, but
man.
wherever you go, or never wait for a table at restaurants? So you go in, hey, Mr. and Mrs., we have a table ready for you in your party size. Come on back.
I don't know about you, Emma, but I'm not a person who goes to restaurants enough that have long waits.
Yeah.
Like
you don't go during prime time. You're
I'm more of like a Taco Bell or Chick-fil-A.
Give me that
even
drive-thru.
at Chick-fil-a, I'm like the curbside
Yeah,
pickup.
yeah.
For sure. I
would
couldn't tell you
rather-
the last time I went through the drive-thru.
Yeah.
I'd rather wait 15 minutes at curbside, instead of 7 minutes at the drive-thru, just so I can go hands off and just sit there.
I know.
I'm 100% with you.
I
And
just
the-
have the window down and I'm doing this number.
looking in my
every 15
looking in my
seconds.
mirrors.
The
Yeah.
jump scare when they find it. Oh, I let my guard down.
Brody with the deluxe combo.
Yeah. You don't have to list everything.
I know.
You could have stopped at the first cookie.
I can look in 5 seconds later, there was no one, and the teenager runs as quick as possible
Yes.
to my car.
Yeah.
Like their life depends on
I
getting
love
my-
that.
my-
That's great customer
That's great
service.
Yeah.
service.
Love it.
So bottom line, the front parking
spot. Yeah, because I'll make the executive order here that this is applies to mobile ordering. So because you're not
Oh.
leaving your car,
Yeah.
so it's like you could always have a mobile, your
Yeah.
to-go spot ready to go as well.
Also, just like the amount of dopamine that I get when I see that front parking spot at Dillon's or Walmart, and I go, and there's no one competing for it.
Right.
I just
You don't even have to turn the turn signal
just
on to
drive
assert
right
your
in.
dominance on it.
If that were a reality for me, I think I would just be content with my life.
yeah, there's a lot of stress. Emma, where are you at?
I don't know, because you asked me this yesterday.
I did.
And I don't think my answer's changed, but I'm not fond of either of these options because I similarly I'm not at a lot of places where I have to wait for a long time for like a table or something,
Yeah, it's Topeka.
Yeah.
or it's every now and then, like if I'm in Kansas City, but it's not like regularly.
Uh-huh.
Or I also like purposely park farther away in most like parking lots.
Yeah.
One, I like to walk. Two, it's not even about I think I didn't say this to Ben yesterday, but it's not about other people hitting my car. It's like I don't want
It's you hitting their car.
I don't want to hit anybody's car.
Oh my
I did that
goodness.
one time in college, and I was like, now it's ruined me for parking lots.
You know, the only thing worse than being a bad driver is being a bad driver and not knowing it. So the fact that you are able to say, hey, watch
Did I say
out,
I was
world.
a bad driver? I can be a bad parker. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
So I think...
so you want the parking spot? Is that what I'm hearing? Like just to kind of take your worries away? Or
Sometimes a close parking spot doesn't mean it's easy to pull
That's
into.
true. People like to kind of crowd in.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But if it's the front, there's no car on this side. And then usually
Potentially.
there's
Or
like
it's
those
building.
cross hatches.
Or
So
it's
you
like-
can just pull in and like kind of
But like if it's, think like
be halfway onto the cross hatches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
I think I'm going... I'll... for no reason whatsoever, never waited at a table for
Okay.
For a restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Emma, I'm going to join Brody and I'm going to go
figure.
go car parking spot because
Yeah.
similar reasons to you, but also when we mentioned, I thought of this yesterday and I was thinking like we live in Topeka, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as all Topekans can attest, there's probably 2 hours of the day where it's hard to drive somewhere because of how many cars are on the road. Everything else just kind of flows. But parking either some roads in downtown Topeka or
Mhm.
going to Kansas City,
Yeah.
like anywhere urban, right? It's like it's not a localized would you rather, it's everywhere. So when I'm
Yeah.
downtown Kansas City, if I'm trying to get into that one place that everyone wants to go to,
Yeah.
I get the spot right there at the door. So-
Parallel parking is like one of my irrational fears.
Really?
Like I will park like several blocks further to not parallel park.
Wow.
See,
Really?
what is funny is that I think I would rather, and it's just really close or not, but I would rather parallel park than pull into like in between two cars at a parking lot.
Okay.
Okay. And
Wow.
also, I think many of the people watching this can relate. If you've ever been to Sam's Club in Topeka,
Oh,
this
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
be like, I'm going to pull in.
you could sell that right to
And-
that spot for money at
yeah,
Sam's
for
Club.
lots of money.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that parking lot is terrible.
Mhm.
And I love Sam's Club, but
Oh, I shop there all the time.
you need to like somehow build like a parking garage in Sam's Club because
Yeah, I
Like
either
too
go
many
early
people
morning
go there.
or late evening so that I can avoid.
yeah.
Oh, I can get a parking spot. Really, that's it.
But they close late evening. They're like
They do.
they're like, it's 7:30. Like, let's close.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Brody. Thank you, Brody, for joining me
Yeah.
on being team parking spot. Emma, I get your decision, but
Yeah. I mean, when do we ever agree though?
I know rarely
One time.
One time,
One time.
and it'll
Wow.
probably never happen again.
Nope.
Unity among the body of Christ.
That's right. Yeah, or diversity of opinion.
There you go.
So, all right. So, Brody, we are going to dive into what we call roll call here. And Emma, why don't you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, so for the month of April, roll call is big things happening during this month or even reflecting what maybe has happened in March, although we did not have a lot of things happening in March. So our big events for April, Brody will tell us about some of his outreach things in a minute with that. But since it's April, that means it's Easter. And so we have our Easter services at 5 p.m. on Saturday, 7:30, 9:15, and 11 a.m. on that Easter Sunday. Just one thing, at the 7:30, there will be no children's ministry. But then before that, we have our Good Friday service, which is, let's see.
Friday.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
Yeah. The good one.
Yeah, the good one. Yes. But that'll be at 6:30 that Friday before, and nursery will be available for children 2 and under, and it'll just be a really great time for us to gather and pause and remember what happened that day on the cross.
Yeah,
So-
and if you want to reach out to Brody or me beforehand, we can give you our front row parking spots,
Yeah.
ready to go for that. So
Yeah, they're actually on the back side of the building.
yeah, we actually
Yeah. So you will have a bit of a walk.
their actual parking spot is across the road.
They're closest to the building,
Yeah.
but you're gonna have to walk all the way
No,
around.
by closest to the building, I mean closest to Wanamaker Elementary. That's really important.
right.
But yeah, Yeah, looking forward to Easter. And if you're watching this, it could very well be Easter. So what a great time to just be here with our church family.
Yeah.
Brody, one of the things also happening just after Easter is ShareFest. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
And so why don't you tell us about that and all the other stuff going on with outreach that you want to share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I first want to say the Good Friday service, if you're watching this on one of the first weekends of April, that's one of the coolest services we do throughout the year.
Yeah,
I love going to that. They just do an amazing worship set, and it's a very, very cool time to come together and reflect on ultimately what brings us together every Sunday. And so,
and you have a special interest because 1/3 of the band will be your wife.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Very excited. You are through the roof.
That's a pretty good incentive to be there. It would be pretty bad of me as a husband to not show up for my wife.
No, it's going to be great.
But anyways, ShareFest is coming up on April 26th, and that will be an amazing opportunity for everyone in our church to get involved and unite together with around 20 to 30 different churches in our town.
So cool.
So this is a super unique opportunity where you can come and we unite around a common purpose, which is serving our local schools. It doesn't matter what denomination or what background, we can all come together and say, we care about the families and students that our local schools serve. And so we're at 8 different Topeka public schools this year, and there are sites for both 12 and older, but also for families to come together and serve. And so please check that out on our website. And there is all the information about what schools. And this is just a great opportunity for us to show unity among the local church. And so really cool, really simple. It's 4 hours. Come out, any skill level.
Yep.
If you want to still be involved, have mobility issues or whatever, there is also a prayer group that will meet here at the church.
Wow.
That could be a cool way for you to get involved as well.
Yeah.
Because we believe that prayer is the most you can do.
Yeah.
And that just empowers the rest of what we do through ShareFest and connecting as the church and local schools. And so other mentions, we do Love Topeka every single month. So if you're listening to this and you're like,
I love Topeka.
I love Topeka. I want to just take a first step. You don't know where to start. Love Topeka is a simple way for you to show up to a 2 to 3 hour service opportunity with one of our local nonprofits. There's no long-term commitment. You just sign up for one. There's cool shirts you get, just like what we give for ShareFest. And it's just a great opportunity to connect with other people from our church and meet an immediate need. Another part is our Welcome the Nations ministry. If you've been at Fellowship for the last 2 years or so, you may have heard about what we've been able to do in helping the Ukrainian refugees. There is still need. So one of the most basic ways that you could get involved is by helping a refugee or refugee family practice their English. That's just a simple way that you could have a transformational relationship with someone in need and do something as simple as just talk with them. And so if you're interested in that, or even getting more involved in helping with that, with the refugees, that's also on the website. Okay, the last thing I want to share.
He did.
The last thing I want to share is something I'm really excited about. That's not happening for a while, but it's happening in the fall. We're doing a program called Heritage Builders, and it is specifically focused on helping people helping young adults who are aging out of foster care. And so we are getting to partner with Lifeline Children's Services and help provide an educational piece, relationship through having one-on-one mentorship and resourcing them in a lot of the same ways we've helped with the refugee ministry.
That's great.
And so there are about 50 to 60 kids that age out of foster care every year in just Shawnee County.
Wow.
And so this is an amazing way that if you'd like to step in and have a deep involvement and help out, this would be a great next step. And so
that's happening in the fall?
Happening in the fall, but we're starting training really early to get this to be as successful and as impactful as possible. And so we're doing training at the end of May, beginning of June.
Okay.
And so if you are interested in being a part of that, please reach out to my contact on our website. I would love to connect with you about that.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Brody.
Thank
wow,
you
that
guys.
was so cool.
All
I didn't know
things-
about that last thing too, so that was really cool to hear.
Yeah, that's so cool. It just goes to show we have so much going on here that, I mean, you can work here and not know about stuff that's coming up.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm always like marveled by just how much you do and like
how wide your margins
I
are
almost
for
don't have words.
Yeah.
And like all the opportunities you put together to allow connect our fellowship family to serving opportunities like with like our local Topeka community.
For sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of need and a lot of people in the city that we want to provide opportunities for.
Yeah.
And I don't do it alone. I have
Right.
lots of amazing volunteers that help out. So.
Right. It's always easy to complain about the burdens of Topeka, but then to actually have let's do something about it, so
Yeah.
always cool to hear about that.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Another thing you kind of got into it, I guess, was stuff that's going to come up after April with your last, I want to call it an announcement, but your last opportunity.
Yeah.
We have some other stuff coming up after the month of April. So after you'll be seeing this, the first thing coming up in May 2nd is our father-son camp out. So I can't remember exactly where that is.
It's at Banner Lake.
Yeah.
In Holton.
Yep. So go ahead and if you're not going to that, go ahead and start praying for good weather because last year a little bit of rain, but that didn't sour the spirits. I think it was a good time. If you're interested, that is May 2nd. So if you're father-son, you want to go on this camp out, you can reach out to Liam, and he's kind of organizing that through our men's ministry. And it's probably on our website as well when you go to check. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We also we'll have baptisms again. And actually, this one that we put down on this document is for our April baptism.
Oh, yeah. So
Thinking back to
halfway
April.
through seeing this, you hopefully, maybe even on Easter is when we'll
celebrate baptisms.
Baptisms together. So, but if you are tuning in with us for the first week or so of April and you want to get baptized on Easter, April 14th, keep that date in mind. That's a Monday. April 14th is your last day to sign up. We have a lot of preparation we like to do beforehand, which is one of the components I get to do, which is video for your video testimony that we'll share with our church family when you're being baptized. Such a cool thing. But we can't get that going 3 days before Easter. So we do have to put a deadline on it. So if you're interested in being baptized, not sure if you are ready by the 14th, no worries. We do it every month. So, if you're catching us later in April, you're hearing about this or saw it at Easter, saw baptisms, just go ahead and sign up. It's a rolling thing.
Yeah,
so.
check out our May baptisms then.
Yep. Absolutely. And then the last thing we have to announce coming up in early May, Emma, you've had a hand in this, been talking with them a little bit about promotional stuff.
Yeah, we have We the Kingdom coming for a concert on May 8th. And I personally am very excited for this concert.
Yeah, same.
Because whether it's some of our weekend worship or I know a lot of our surge worship with our student ministry, we do sing quite a bit of their songs.
Yep.
And
yeah, we do.
They're just really great musicians. And yeah, I've gotten to work with their marketing team and just getting different assets of graphics and video and different handout cards.
Yeah.
So gather your friends and check out tickets on our website. It should be a really great night.
Yeah, May 8th, Thursday, right?
Yep. Thursday night.
Nice. Excited for
It's
that.
just it's my Friday.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, in church world. Yeah,
In church
Friday's
world.
the weekend. So, well, awesome, Brody. Thanks again for being here with
Thank
us.
you so
Thanks for having
much.
Yeah, great to hear all about what's going on in Outreach and April. And honestly, sounds like most of the spring here is going to be filled with outreach opportunities. So
always is.
Always is. Church family, thank you again for joining us on the Church Bulletin. We look forward to catching you next month in May. See ya.